Hi everyone! Today I continue to discuss the subject of conflicts in relationships. We already know that conflicts are inevitable and they are not always a bad thing. So let's talk about good conflict strategies which can help you to strengthen your relationship. At the end, I will also provide you with some do's and don'ts of a good, fair and safe fight. If you're new here, subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my new content I publish every week. I'm a healthcare psychologist and therapist and I make videos on psychology and mental health topics. As an emotional outlet, fighting can definitely have a positive effect, but on the condition you will look for a solution to the disagreement together in a constructive way and try to reach a consensus. Research shows that couples who are satisfied with their relationship use constructive conflict strategies more often. A useful conflict strategy is to ask each other the question, how do you think you would look back on the subject of the conflict in 10 years? That helps to get over an irritation. Also, make a clear distinction between the topic of conversation and the other person, because you can disagree about subject for the rest of your life, while you can still live in peace with each other. It works as long as you show that you respect your partner and his or her opinion. Even between reasonable, sober and sensible people, a seemingly insignificant difference of opinion can turn into a fight. At that moment, emotions are the motor of our behavior. Underlying cause of such escalation is usually frustration. We feel insufficiently connected to each other, get too little attention or feel controlled. If this happens, the fight proceeds according to the principle of an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. We react to negative behavior with negative behavior. We respond to accusations with counter-accusations. Does one go into defensive mode? Then the other does too. Finally, we end up in a negative spiral from which it's difficult to get out. When we start to compete and are no longer willing to make concessions, it becomes almost unfeasible to reach a solution for the conflict. Yet, it remains possible to reverse such a destructive strategy and even take advantage of it. To temper the strong emotions, take a time out. For example, sleep on it. During the short break, we can let all the blames and worries settle, and we are better able to put them into perspective. After that, it's worth trying to resolve the conflict constructively, because if it doesn't get resolved, it will keep popping up again and eventually can destroy your relationship. As soon as we manage the fight, we will be able to re-establish a connection with our partner and gain insight into exactly where we differ from each other. In addition, we can also find out more about each other's willingness to accept mutual differences. Burying the hatchet and working out the disagreement without hitting up again means that the empathic accuracy in our relationship gets stronger. This depends on the extent to which we understand the other person during a discussion, including his or her unspoken thoughts and feelings. If a couple lives together day in and day out, mutual understanding is necessary to avoid constant clashes of opinions and misjudging each other. This is an important mechanism for day-to-day coordination and functioning as a team in a relationship. For example, when raising children, arguing or fighting may be unpleasant, but it doesn't mean something negative or that you need to avoid at all expenses. Fighting in relationships arises when there is a misjudgment that elicits an emotional response. But maybe your partner has no intention of harming or threatening you, even if you have the firm impression that he does. A productive fight with your partner means that you can handle the moment of perceived misjudgment in a meaningful way. If you don't, you risk being walked all over you. The trick is not to use communication as an offensive weapon to try to push your partner into a corner. Instead, use your fight as a way to get to know each other better. Conflicts, therefore, do not necessarily drive us apart, but can actually bring us closer together. Without conflicts, something is wrong with the relationship. It undermines the intimacy. When you avoid a conflict, you are taking the differences between your partner and yourself not serious, and that threatens your relationship. It's better to argue or fight with the intention of reaching an agreement. Doing this can boost your relationship. And now, let's talk about some do's and don'ts if you have an argument with your partner. First of all, try to express explicitly what annoys you, what bothers you, or what touches you. But make sure it does not sound like a blame. Avoid hurting words and threats. Talk about yourself, what you are feeling about an issue instead of using "you are never" or "you are always" phrases. Second, don't focus on your own vision. Don't just focus on what you're about to say, where you stand in this fight, what you don't like. Try to listen. Next, consider your partner as an equal. You are not more than he or she. Contempt is contagious, but also get off the idea that a fight should have a winner and a loser. If necessary, agree with your partner that you still disagree with each other, and let it be. Avoiding conflicts at all costs is a deadly strategy, because that way the conflict does not disappear. Don't assume that your partner knows what's bothering you, such as when you come home in a bad mood. He or she really can see right through you. But also don't think in the first place that your partner does or says something with the intent to hurt or upset you. So you would tend to take revenge. Retaliation is a counterproductive conflict strategy. Don't let it turn into a power struggle. And if that happens, try as soon as possible to leave the battlefield. Initiate a truce. Bite your tongue, swallow your accusations, and give each other a breather. After the emotional outburst, let the ratio take over again. Don't ask who started, but think how to get out of the impasse. Don't be tempted into a right and wrong game. Use each argument to understand each other better. Arguing can be the reason as soon as the argument is over to make clear how to handle future frictions. Don't just stand up for yourself by expressing your sense of misjudgment without criticizing the other person, but also help your partner to be assertive. Ask your partner how he or she feels and thinks. What are his or her wishes? In conclusion, I'd like to emphasize that fighting and arguing is inherent to a relationship. It means that you care about each other. Conflicts do not have to drive a couple apart, but can stimulate mutual understanding and connectedness. You can learn to argue fair and safe. It's important to be able to stand up for yourself without accusing or hurting your partner. There is only a real conflict if the focus shifts from the subject of the disagreement to person to blame. If a couple does not argue anymore, it means that one of the partners sees the relationship not worth fighting for. A fight is often based on a need or frustration. Maybe you don't feel connected enough to each other, get too little attention, or feel controlled. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell before you go. But also give this video a thumbs up. I'd like to hear from you more in the comments down below on my Facebook or Instagram pages. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.